anytime you're meeting up in real life, etc., there's sometimes trust and safety concerns. So curious on how you'd address both.
I'm curious about the advertising a little bit. Some of the advertising was like, Jess, with strangers. I'm like, do people like the with strangers advertising, or do you even need it at all?
I'm gonna be spontaneous and like connect with people like in just this way that you don't see anymore nowadays.
Hi, I'm David.
I'm Cindy, and we're Globalink. You don't need 50 new contacts.
You need 5 real ones. Meet David. Hi, I'm David, an international student from the Czech Republic. And when I first arrived into the United States, I was lonely. I didn't have any friends, and I didn't know how to make any friends. I had a bunch of contacts on my phone, but they never called back.
While big gatherings and social media give the illusion of connection, that's not what's actually happening. 2 in 3 college students are lonely.
Globalink helps with that. Globalink helps people who have failed to make friends online connect in real life.
What does that look like? Literally us running around, approaching people in person, occasionally getting rejected, to organize events and connect people. We organize events for small groups, creating an environment for genuine face-to-face interactions. We sell them a ticket and bring them to a curated experience that same night.
No app, no BS. Only human-to-human connection. So far, we have organized 6 meetups, connected 12 people, and earned over $130 in revenue.
And the most important part about the impact are the connections that we've made. For example, take Jeffrey from one of our painting sessions. He and his friend are kind of tech nerds, and they met with a pair of Valley girls, a group that you might think would never work, left that evening to go watch the sunset together. That is incredible!
Of course, we're not the only ones trying to connect people together in real life. Of course, we have competition. Bumble for Friends is a part of the Bumble dating app with millions of users, and Time Left and 222 also connect people together and organize events for them. But unlike them, we offer more than just dinners. Unlike them, we don't have any extra costs like splitting the check with strangers after your meal. And most importantly, our service is stripped of all fluff and human in every single step.
We also have the perfect team for this. We're the ones crazy enough to do this. We are obsessed. But in all seriousness, we're willing to give it our all because we believe in the human connections that happen at these events, and we love doing this.
In the next 6 months, we plan to organize 120 meetups with 30 meetups from second-time users. In order to achieve that, we'll recruit ambassadors and organize first events in Austin and New York City in September. In October, we'll test activity types and create a system to organize 8 meetups per weekend in both cities combined. And from November to February, we'll continue with the system and the best tested activities. We are seeking $57,000, from which most will go on the event costs and the cost of ambassadors. Now, let's go back to beginning. Making friends online doesn't work. And the data agrees. There are hundreds of social media apps, but loneliness is bigger than ever. We're solving that by getting people together face to face in the most human form possible. We're flexible with our events, transparent with our costs, and focused on delivering the most genuine experience we can.
Thank you, because connection isn't algorithms, it's humans.
Thank you, Globalink. We'll be taking questions from our judges now.
Thank you so much. So I have two questions. I think first, how do you ensure the quality of these events? It looks like you're starting to expand to other ambassadors. Then second is just, anytime you're meeting up in real life, et cetera, there's sometimes trust and safety concerns. So curious on how you'd address both.
So we will be there in person. One of our ambassadors or us will be there to facilitate the event and make sure that there's no safety problems.
And it's also in public or semi-public spaces.
First off, y'all have infectious vibes. I'm like, wow, man, I want to go paint or do chess with you all. I'm curious about the advertising a little bit. Some of the advertising was like chess with strangers. I'm like, do people like the with strangers advertising, or do you even need it at all?
I think it's like the serendipitous kind of like, I'm going to be spontaneous and like try something new and like connect with people like in just this way that you don't see anymore nowadays, right?
But honestly, like, we're still testing that. When we did the events, for example, Cindy was a lot on the strangers. Would you paint with strangers? I tried some different things, and both worked. So we'll see what works out long term.
I even wonder on your advertising leaning more into the word serendipitous, like serendipitous chess, serendipitous painting. Like, I just wonder about trying some different things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have time to try.
How do you, so you mentioned you just approach the person, like if I just happen to not be in your vicinity, how do I find out more about these things?
So it's also by word of mouth. A lot of the people who have previously come to our events can tell their friends about it, and we plan to do more marketing, perhaps on social media, but that's to be determined. Yes, and right now we're not focusing on like other places right now. We're thinking of just like the cities. I go to school in Austin, right? So we're going to be doing events in Austin and New York City, right? And we're not sure. We'll figure it out in the future if we're going to expand to more places.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.